Hey, what is up, guys? And Manchester United have beaten Wolves by 1-0. Thanks and courtesy of a Raphael Varane goal. Now, what do we make of it? Was it the best performance we're going to see all season from Manchester United? Now, like I said, was it the greatest performance from United? No, it wasn't. Times, it was a bit sloppy. But we did what we had to do. We got by where we had to get by, and in the end, we got the goal through Raphael Varane. And look, as starts of the seasons go, is it the greatest of starts of the season? Well, no. Obviously, we would have liked to have dominated and controlled the game a little bit more. But at this point in the season, it's the first game. A win is the most important thing. And we got that. And look, as I was saying in the watch along, we are trying to take a big step from how we were playing last season to this season. It's a big step. And in a sense, you're always, to make a step like that and to make such a change in the way of you play, you're going to get worse before you get better. And we've got to stick with Erik ten Hag this season, because it could get a little bit worse. And I think today we saw a worse performance than what we were seeing at the end of last season. But like I say, this will happen. But when we get past this and we make that step, our ceiling of how good this team can be is way higher. So we've got to be a little bit patient with it. But if we believe in what the manager's doing, believe in the manager himself, we will succeed. And we will be a very, very good football team because of it. I'm telling you that. Now, generally on the match, I thought Wolves probably had the better chances. Our goal came from a little bit of nowhere, a bit of magic from Bruno Fernandes to find that ball to Wan-Bissaka. It's a good ball into the box. But Wolves had their chances. They really, really did. Matthias Cunha should have scored, really. A bit lucky, a bit fortunate with that penalty at the death. On another day, we lose this game. But we've got to make sure there's not another game like this. Like I say, we got away with it in the end. We got away with it, but we're only going to improve. I think the defence generally did quite well. I thought that the problems came in this front line. Rashford isn't a striker. We can put him there all we want. It doesn't. You call a spade a spade. Rashford's a winger. You put him at striker, he can do a job. But in a game like this, when there's not going to be space in behind, he's ineffective. That's what we saw from Rashford. He moved up to the left, did he? No, he never moved up to the left. I thought it was a nothing real game from Marcus Rashford, which is disappointing. Because we know how good Marcus Rashford can be. And based off the season he just come off, he was talking in pre-season how he's learning to play striker. He's enjoying playing striker. Based on that performance, he can't play striker again. For me, it should be Jadon Sancho. If it's not Martial, if it's not Højlund, it should be Sancho and then Rashford. Rashford is so much more effective when he's on this left-hand side where Garnacho played today, where he's able to go 1v1 with a fullback and make the diagonal runs inside. When he's central and he's having to take long balls from the defenders, or Casemiro, or Onana, and he's the man that has to try and bring him down, bring other people into play. He can't do that. Martial can. Højlund, let's hope he can. Sancho is better than that than Rashford. Rashford can't do that. That's not particularly his fault. That's just not his game. And that's why we see a game like this just kind of pass Rashford by. Because his best attributes is when he's running at people. He can't do that today. He can't hold the ball up. So he's not really doing anything. Am I saying Rashford's a bad player? Of course I'm not. But you've got to play to his strengths. And being a centre forward in a game which a team isn't going to be coming to try and outplay you, ain't going to be playing a massively high line, which is what this Gary O'Neill team is. Rashford is ineffective, and because of that, he's not going to get a high rating in the player ratings. Onana, we'll get into the player ratings. Andre Onana, as debuts go, I can't think of anything he really did wrong. Nearly gave away a penalty. Bit fortunate that he didn't. But generally, he got a clean sheet, made some good saves. I'm going to give him an 8. Wan-Bissaka, clean sheet again. I thought generally, I can't think of much really came down his side. Got the assist as well. I'll give him a 7. Varane, I'll give him a 9. I'm actually going to give him man of the match as well. Rolls-Royce at the back. Again, no real mistakes. Got the match-winning goal. Clean sheet. Happy to give him a 9. Wan-Bissaka, yeah, actually, I'll give him an 8. Martinez, I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he was at his best today. Got booked early on. And he came off at half-time, and probably rightly so. Wasn't it? As I say, one at his best. One awful, 6. Sure, 7. Not great, not awful. Casemiro, I'm going to give a 6 as well too. I don't think it was Casemiro's best game. I thought he was sloppy. Again, he's in there on his own. And against this Wolves team that was quick on the counter-attack, when we're trying to build a new system, where we have Bruno and Mount so high up, he got exposed at times. And like I say, generally, I don't think he was at his best. Again, not awful. Casemiro is such a high performance player that plays so well all the time. A 6 isn't awful for Casemiro, just not at his best. Mount, he's going to get a 6 too, as is Bruno Fernandes. I just feel like didn't have the type of impact on the game I would have hoped. I mean, they're looking at it now. The amount of times Casemiro was left isolated and alone against 3 players. Partly that is down to Mount and Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, a bit of magic that created the goal, of course, with that ball over the top to Wan-Bissaka. But generally, not great, not awful. They can have 6s. And then the front line, I think they all get 5s, personally. Just none of them great, none of them really good enough. Just sloppy, lethargic. Looked like they were a couple weeks off. The amount of times Anthony played the wrong pass, or when he could have shot, didn't. Then when he shouldn't have shot, he did. Garnacho, he just didn't look himself. Looked a little bit lightweight. Far too easy to strike off the ball. A player that looked like he should be starting off the bench and coming on against tired legs as opposed to starting. And then Rashford, like I say, playing out of position. He's not a centre forward. He played as a centre forward today. Out of his depth, really, at centre forward. For the type of game that it was, he should never have been playing as that central number 9. He did it because of a lack of numbers, really. But for me, Jadon Sancho should play there. If in this sort of game, should be Jadon Sancho every day of the week at that number 9 role, as opposed to Rashford, a player that can hold the ball up, better on the ball, can give and go. As number 9s go for Manchester United, Rashford in a game like this isn't the one. On the bench, Lindelof, I thought he was solid today. I'll give him a 7. I thought he was better than Lisandro Martinez in that second half. McTominay, 6. Eriksen can have a 6 as well. Palestri never really got into the game. 6. Sancho, 6.5 for Jadon Sancho. Was he great, Sancho? No. He wasn't awful. Generally, he was fine. He was better than a lot than other players, and that came on. Right. 7, 6, 6. There you go. He was better than the other subs, apart from for Lindelof. I thought he was our best forward of the day, but he wasn't amazing. He wasn't awful. But look, as I say, as it goes, opening day of the season, I'll take a 1-0 win. It puts us in a good position. We're not playing catch up to anyone at the moment. Last season, we lost our opening 2 games of the season. We've won the opening day this year. It's improvement. And while I don't think Wolves will be great this year, generally, I think they'll be a hard team to beat. But I don't think they'll be very successful because I don't see any goals in that team. And generally, we saw that today. They weren't slouches defensively. Like, they put their body on the line. You've got some good defenders there in Craig Dawson and Kilman, a good goalkeeper in Jose Sarr. So you're not going to score endless amounts of goals from them. But I just think that forward line, there's no goals there. And we saw that today. The amount of chances they had to score, didn't take them. And that's what cost them in the end. Manchester United, we will get better. This was our first step into building into something better. And I have faith in Erik ten Hag, in this group of players, that come next week, I think we play Spurs, we will be better. And the Spurs game, that's a real test for this group. And it's a test I'm really looking forward to. But that being said, that is going to be it from me today. Hope you enjoyed the watch along if you tuned in for that. Hope you've enjoyed the player ratings. If you have, like button, subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. All that good jazz. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.